Well, I think maybe, possibly, probably bitten off more than we can chew.
And that's because we spent all of our money on this insurance salvage Nissan Patrol. But once we received it on the back of the tow truck, the reality of the task in hand definitely set in, as this thing had damage everywhere. Like here, 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 oh, and here, and yes, there's more here. And one cannot forget the massive sinkhole in the middle of the roof. But all of this damage wasn't our main concern. That was reserved for what was under the bonnet.
And that is because the engine doesn't start or run, or we don't know the kilometres on the car. Not only do we have to get the TD42 going in this episode, we also do some questionable garage antics. But even more questionable garage auto body repairs thanks to a package from...
Holy shit.
So if that tickles your pickle and jams your donut, make sure you smash that button because we're gonna need some help on this. A lot of help. Oh, and thanks for watching. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. And as you can tell by the intro, we've got copious amounts of work to do to our Nissan Patrol TD42 project. I'm getting excited because I want to rip into this thing, but first of all, we got to dive straight into trying to get this 2.3 ton, $16,000 paperweight driving again. So first of all, we've got to dive into this corner. Other than checking all the vital fluids and oils and everything like that, which we've already done, we've got to sort out this mess of wires and plastic and crumpled metal and everything like that, which is really restricting, and I can't actually see in this corner at all. So what we've got to do is try to pull somehow this metal back out to here so we can actually rearrange it before we put a battery back in. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, how the hell are you actually gonna do that? Well, I've been shopping. Welcome to Exhibit A. This is a pulling clamp, and we got this one from Temu. We'll put it up here for you. So this cost me a grand total of $13 and something cents. And she's heavy, she's really hard yucca. And basically what this thing will do is you unscrew it, put it on the metal there, tighten her up, and then you've got a pulling force basically there once it's all tightened and stuff. But now you're probably thinking, how or what other piece of machinery have you got to pull all that force out? Well, I've been thinking about that as well. I've got to go get the other one. So this is item number 2, and this is a genuine Nissan Patrol recovery vehicle, AKA the Toyota Land Cruiser. And what we're gonna use on this particular vehicle is the 12,000 pound Warn winch. And what we're gonna do is hook this one up over to this beam right here via a snatch block and pull it around onto our new little Temu item right here. And hopefully that's got to be enough force to pull it out so we can actually get back into this wire.
So lickety-split, we spin around the cruiser and get fingered right in the perfect spot to start rigging up. And yeah, the juices started flowing from everywhere.
Right after some dirty hands and stuff, we've got the 12,000 pound winch following up. Bit of safety blanket, so if it comes off, it's not gonna go a million miles an hour everywhere. Up to the snatch block, down to a very well tightened Temu clamp, which is, she's on there, okay. So I know it was gonna probably rip all these 10 mils out of here, but basically we just wanted a couple of inches out. We're not gonna pull it too tough or too much because safety first, but this is only a tester to see if this will work, and we might actually adopt this process over to the roof and everything else that we've got to pull on this, pull the radiator support up and stuff as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this works, because this whole project is banking on it. Kids, do not do this at home. It's moving the cruiser, hang on. Cruiser handbrake for you, the only downfall of a cruiser. Oh, she's working, look. Come on, baby. Well, that worked an absolute treat. Follow me over, follow me over. So basically, it did exactly what I thought it would rip these 10 mils straight through the actual holes itself, but this pulled out about an inch and has actually loosened this fuse box, which is perfect. So I can actually see down in there what is going on, which is exactly what we wanted to do. I love you, little beautiful thing. This is the best buy ever. Get into one of these if you're doing any sort of wrecking and everything like that. These are absolutely gems. And that winch, torque power, oh, can't go wrong. But what we're gonna do is dive into this electronic sort of stuff now, see what we can figure out, go through these fuses, see if there's any limitations to now starting the TD42. And after a zip around with the multimeter and checking all the fuses, it was time for some battery power. So we sacrificed the cruiser batteries, bolt them into place and bang on some terminals. But yeah, nada. So we try again, re-going over our work, tightening up everything, and like before, not even a whisper of life. But third time's a charm, right? Let's go. Let's go. Big moment. Nothing again. Ah! Oh, what now?
This?
Your financial decision. Feeling defeated and somewhat kind of nervous, I turned to everyone's favorite research platform, YouTube, to find out what's stopping the power going through to the ignition. So yesterday was a bit of a flop. I think the emotions and the adrenaline and the willingness to try to get this thing running again, I think overcome us. And basically, I think we've missed a couple of steps. So we did a big Googling last night, and I think there's something in that back right-hand driver's corner that we've actually missed, where it's a fusible link or some sort of line that is cutting the power or not directing the power back to the dash, because we're getting absolutely nothing. So I think the best plan of attack now is to go 2 steps back to go 1 step forward. So we've got to get the Toyota car aligner back in here, rig it all up, and to give that thing a big old tug over there. But to keep things interesting and nice and spicy, I've been on Facebook Marketplace again, and I've bought an impromptu and pretty premature purchase, because a lot of you have actually noted that this thing is past saving. So what we're going to do is actually put that to bed and introduce our latest purchase. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the sacrifice. I know what you're thinking. Aaron, you're going to be cheating. You're basically going to put everything in that one, so the motor, the trans, and all the good bits on that one into that one. But I beg to differ, because this one is good from far, but far from good. Check this out. Yes, she's had a bit of a swim in some salty water, because this one is a stat write-off. If you watched the previous episode, I would have gone through the classifications of the insurances, how they deem these salvage cars their titles. So basically, this one's had a nose in the salty water right across the front here. If you have a look, these front horns are like Swiss cheese. They're just crumbling away. But we don't need anything. We don't need the chassis. We don't need that lower bit. We just need the parts. And that's what we're gonna do, is cut everything off this one, the roof, the quarters, this inner guard, keep the windscreen. There's so many parts on this thing that we can take from here and resurrect this old girl right here. So what do you think of that plan, Freckle?
Don't know.
A lot of work, isn't it? You're gonna chip in and help me, aren't you? You agreed to this.
I agree.
You agreed to this. But anyway, so basically we've got this inner guard which will repair that crumpled mess over there. We've got a nice clean roof. There is surface rust on this little nugget, but I think she'll come up good here. So we've got a couple of nice doors as well, nice glass and everything as well. This quarter is nice and straight, except for this little dent right here, which we'll get to anyway. But we've got tail lights, rear bar. If we get rid of that razzle rear bar, Razzler rear bar, we can actually put this bar on. We can repair this, even though It's got a couple of chunks out. That may or may not have happened from me. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, we've got the tail lights. We've got a couple of doors and stuff. So we're not going to use every single part on this, are we? And we'll get to the pricing of what we pay for this on our Facebook market buy as well, because you'll be actually shocked, because these things go for a lot of money, as we explained before. But this has got a couple of good parts that we can actually sell as well and reclaim some of that money. So it's got the auto, it's got an RE4 gearbox in it, which is an automatic, because this was a little dirty 3-litre.
It's stanky in there too.
And she's stanky. She smells like crabs and cow manure inside. So, but this is the purchase, and we're going to go through some pricing. So you know I like my good old comparison. I always go to Facebook Marketplace to compare any sort of purchase before I actually get it. And these things run in the thousands. It's actually surprising what these bodies actually run for. And I'll throw a couple up here for you. So this one and this one and this one, all thousands of dollars just to get the same result. But you'd be surprised how much I paid for this. Check this out. This is going to pay dividends for us and actually save us a lot of money. So this was a grand total of $400, which adds on to the grand total of $16,290. So she's starting to creep up there. But like I said before, we've got parts to sell on that. So this $400 might disappear or might actually come into a plus. We never know once we take the parts off that and sell it what we don't use. But now I think it's time to actually rip in and get some of this done.
But before that, we have to show you some of the footage of getting this lump of iron into our shed. And yeah, she wasn't done the conventional way. And I am sorry about the quality of the picture. I was blessed with sausage figure syndrome, and I may or may not have fumbled the camera settings just a tiny bit. Yes, it was time to get our hillbilly on, as the landlord didn't really hide his keys too well to the tractor. Plus he's all on a Korean Vanuatu or something like that anyway. So as long as we didn't damage it or the rental trailer, we were sweet.
Oh my god, sketchy as. That's flicking off. Okay. That's off, that's coming off. This one is gonna fall off. I'm telling you.
Which was easier said than done, because this turned into a massive challenge.
Are you sure about this? I still think we need to push it more that way, babe, because look. Are you going to undo that? How's that going to fit in here?
Thinking this massive shed would have heaps of room, but we don't.
Oh my god.
But now it's time to get back swinging spanners and getting this inner guard exposed.
The last of the bolts and this, with a bit of wiggling.
Ready for the good old tug.
Ah, love it, oh, I love it, yeah. Ah. Good old, yeah. And the first look of the inner guard, and yeah, well, she's definitely pushed in, let's just say that much, but how far pushed in, we can check on the body. That's the best thing about it. We've got a nice straight body over there that we can take measurements off. And this one's pushed and contorted and everything up here. You can see up here. But this is what we're going to do, is get under this lip here, under all this double welded over structure, and pull all this out and use all this with Toyota car aligner to pull and reef all this back into shape, then cut it off and then put the new one on. So that's the grand plan. But first, we've got to sort out our electrical issue.
So we got tugging in a more aggressive manner. Maybe a little bit too aggressive.
Oh yeah, that's the goer.
Right, torn her up, torn her up.
Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think we're almost there. We're almost there. It needs a little bit more massaging and stuff, but the body lines are actually good. But the MVP goes to this thing with this little teeth right in there, gripping onto this and just pulling it out. What an absolute ripper. Obviously, the shed's a ripper, made in Australia, never gonna come down. And then we just had to drill a couple of portholes over here just to pull out this, but this isn't too bad because it'll be replaced. As long as this structure, and once we cut this off, we'll just give this little fireboard, headboard, whatever you want to call it, a bit of a tug. And then the flare and the guard or whatever the fender, wherever you come from and wherever you hail from, will all line up peacefully and nicely and intertwined together as one. But what you can see, I'll grab this off Freckles, is see the line going in this sort of direction there, and you see this scallop in. I'll run over here. This is the best thing about this banger right here. You can see it sort of goes in the same sort of direction. Hey? And this actually scallops in. I didn't know this actually scallops in and stuff, so we'll go from there. Bit more of a scallop, come on, give me a break. It's more scallopy, but this sort of lines up where it needs to go. We're on a win. Hey, 2 thumbs up. Well, I'd usually get half a thumb up, but we've got 2 thumbs up. That's awesome. So we're gonna take 5 on this, and then we're gonna come back, and now we've got movement everywhere. Now we can dive into this absolute mess over here and see if we're missing anything to get the TD42 fired up. Wow. Now to figure out the electrical problem, and it wasn't until later that night we finally stumbled upon it. Oh, I'm excited, Things are working, things are buzzing and stuff like that. I think I figured it out. And it wasn't until I walked over to the sacrifice that I seen the missing link, and it was a missing link. But I'll go through exactly what we just did. We fault finded back from the batteries. The batteries are sweet, and we just worked our way back, and we found some things that we didn't even know we had. We got an Anderson plug on the back. So this is this wiring here. So it's a bit of a mess and a bit of noodling and everything like that, wiring over here, but I just had to trace it back to where it was all heading to, but it still didn't add up because follow me, follow me, follow me. As you can see, I'm buzzing. Like the electricity that's running through this car right now. See, we're getting power to the back of the car. So we've got 12.5 volts, that's on the secondary battery over there, because we've got a little volt thing here. And then we've got power down to the Anderson plug, which we didn't even know. I suppose it makes sense. I've got airbags and all this GVM upgrade. So I've got an Anderson plug there, so we're getting 12 point whatever out there as well. Come around this way, come around this way. Finally got the doors open and stuff, so. But it wasn't until we actually started fiddling around in comparison of that one and around that battery that I found it. I found the missing link, and all it was, I've actually pillaged it off that one and put it on this one, and now we've got power, which was this 100 amp link, which is this one here, running out of this block, out of that 100 amp fuse right there, and back up to here. That was missing. It was squashed into here and actually ripped out. It was gone. So I've gone over there and pillaged it off the sacrifice and put it on here, plus the fusing, undone it, boom. And it's come to life. Look at this, look at this, look at this. This is exciting. I haven't actually started it. All I've seen was a light come on and the aerial up and go up and down. So you're going to experience this all with me right now. Come on. All right. Play the airbag, just doesn't blow up on my face right now. I might sit a little bit back. So move back a bit, bub, just in case. No, I've got too many broken things at me. Are you supposed to protect your face or something? I don't know. Just cop it sweet right in the snozzer. That's the sound I heard before. That's the sound of the aerial going up. Oh, the screen's working. Hang on here. What kilometers? I want to see first. I can't see. So dark. So, we want to be that 300,000 kilometers or below. And we're below. Fist bump. Boom. Yes! So we're 286,000 kilometers, which is sweet. That is awesome.
That's what we want.
Should we start it? I don't know.
Can you start it?
I don't know. I'm sort of scared. We've got fuel in the tank.
Go.
I'm nervous. Okay. Everything's
Surely
clear.
they would have deactivated it.
What, the airbag?
Yeah.
No, well, I'm very surprised these airbags didn't go off. There's only two in this car. There's one behind the dash and one here, but it really hasn't hit the front of the car. So,
Oh my gosh, be careful. I'm scared.
3, 2, 1. Oh, bow bow. We got power. We got process. We got electricity. I'm excited. Just having 286,000 Ks on this 20-year-old car is giving me a bloody buzz. But now we were actually getting somewhere. I was bloody frothing to get this thing started. And I was quick to diagnose the starter motor was the bloody issue. And yeah, being a Nissan, you need these titty itty bitty witty bloody baby hands to get the bloody thing out. And now we're going to do a bench test on this one, or in this case a floor test. So I've rigged up the OK battery. It's got about 12.5 volts over, so negative, positive, positive, negative. So this is grounded, and then you got your ignition wire. So you got a little positive one over here, as you can see right in there, curled up in there. And then basically this is your ignition one here, which is a little bit broken. So if this is still good, I'll do an epoxy job there and tidy up that one. But what we want to hear is the good old piston coming out here and this gear indicating that it's going to hook up onto the flywheel and start the motor. So here we go. Come on. Because I want this to work, because this is, let's say, $600 worth just sitting right here. No. It's supposed to be coming out here and going. That's not happening. Starter motor kaput. Yes, we got our starter motor thanks to overnight parts from Japan. Well, not really, it's actually, I ran down to the local auto parts shop and they had one in stock, which is a rarity because there's not many around at the moment. So basically these things can run up after a bit of Googling and a bit of searching. $999 they can run up to, $650, $700 and everything. But we've got this little banger for $347 and something cents because we did a bit of cross-referencing. And this one here, if you want the part number for it, right there, it's actually a GQ starter motor instead of a GU starter motor, but they do or are compatible. So we've got this one right here and we're gonna bench test it, step test it this time around. So I've already got it rigged up. This battery is getting a bit lazy, so we'll see how we go. We go bang, positive. And what we want is this little this little gear out this side, Frecky out this side, out this side. Ready, 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah! She works. Now, we've got to get it back in there, and that's a visit to Skin Knuckle City. And with a quick costing added to the board, I dragged my sorry ass underneath the patrol to wrestle this starter motor into place. With only 3 14mm bolts and the positive wire and the ignition wire to hook up, it sounded easy, but like I said before, tiny itty bitty baby hands are definitely needed. Not these big German Brentworth sausage fingers. Well, it's time to initiate attempt 356. Batteries are in, terminals are tight. I think all the earths are tight. Now the starter's in there. I'm not gonna say it. Right. Come on. Coils, sub. But we were determined to get this going. So we stayed up to the very late hours of that night, testing, tightening, and checking absolutely everything. But I was starting to think maybe, just maybe, this motor was just completely locked up due to the accident, and it didn't matter what I did from now on, she just wasn't gonna turn over, and this project was just gonna go straight in the trash. But the next morning, holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit, I'm dead! That sounds good! Holy shit! I don't even know! Yes!
I just shot in my face and passed it.
Oh!
I'm just spraying out.
Oh, it sounds so good! Oh, I'm getting excited. Doesn't that sound good? That is a healthy TD42. Oh, oh, it's just an earth line. That's all it was. It's just a loose earth line, and then oh. 3 days, 3 days of pure torture. And look, auto electricians, you don't get enough credit, but I salute you. You got the worst job in the world, but I salute you. Oh my God. Yes! Yes! Oh, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.